Hey, good morning to everybody. Happy Monday. Happy Labor Day. It's Daryl here. It's 4 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast, bright and early. All right. I got a few different stories I want to talk about, and they all kind of link together. Later this morning, I'm going to come out with one themed video, but right now, I want to start with Louis DeJoy. Just yesterday, Sunday, it came out that he is more than likely in serious violation of campaign contribution laws. All right. I believe his company was called New Breed Logistics. This is the company that, if I'm not mistaken, is kind of in competition with the U.S. Postal Service. What he is in charge of now. Another example of how the person that Trump put in charge of part of our government is there to destroy it, to personally enrich himself. But let's not get into that. Let's talk about these campaign contribution violations. So several employees have come forward from Louis DeJoy's former company, including the head human resource officer who's in charge of pay and all that. And it took me a while to understand what happened here. Okay, so when he was in charge of this company before, he encouraged his employees to donate to the Republican Party, which is legal. But he also, every time he encouraged them, he said that it'll come back to you later. Don't worry. Donate now and it'll come back to you. I'll get it back to you down the road. Now, several people have come forward, including his human resource director, that have confirmed this. Not only that, they did confirm that the bonuses that came out later, the raises were abnormally large, larger than ever before. So it would seem that their boss made good on his promise. If you donate to the Republican Party right now, it'll come back to you down the road. All right, so the first part, asking your employees to donate, that's okay. That's legal. Not coercing them, they're asking them. But then promising them or even insinuating that you're going to get the money back to them, there's more to this. It took me a while to understand this. This is called straw donations, straw man donations. Let me tell you, this is how it works. It's to cover mega donors. It's to get around campaign laws, donation ceiling amounts that they can't give, to get around giving. They want to give more than is legally allowed. So he has his employees give it to him. He says, look, the employees gave the money, not me. And he donates the money, and then he pays back the employer. He borrows money, more or less, from his employees to put it in their name. He's hiding his contributions, his mega donor contributions, in his employee's name. It's called straw donations. And it is a felony. It is a big felony. It's a felony where he could be yanked right out of his job as Postmaster General. Several employees have come forward. His human resource officer have come forward and talked about this. And let me just point out, Trump supporters, you guys talked about how, Trump's a man of the people. This is a grassroots campaign. It's not about, we're draining the swamp. And if you just pull the curtain aside and look what's really going on here, it's Trump and his rich circle of friends in getting enriched off the rest of the country. Meanwhile, there's mail. I've been reading reports of this, and this makes me insanely angry. The reports that a U.S. Congresswoman, I can't remember her name, was denied entry into one of the U.S. postal sorting facilities. And there's a picture of it, of her being stopped by two postal security guards. They claimed that because she didn't make an appointment and it was too busy, they couldn't let her in. This is a U.S. Congresswoman because she wanted to see what was going on. Apparently, there's mail in there from June 25th. This was just a few days ago. Mail from over 2 months ago that's still sitting in that facility. Not going out. Came in, but did not go out. Came in on June 25th, and it's still sitting there. This is Louis DeJoy in charge of our postal service. intentionally slowing down our mail to stop voting by mail, because of a lot of the people that vote by mail are Democrats. All right, now I want to get back to, let's talk about the video I did yesterday, talking about how it's obvious, how I heard with my own eyes and ears what Trump said. And I don't pay a lot of attention to people that post, that comment in my videos over and over and over. They're just, to me, they're like whining kids that want attention. And you just see the same person's name like 3 or 4 times in different videos. I just ignore them. I just, after 1 or 2, I just scroll past them. It's just the same nonsense. I think one of the people was saying that I don't know, maybe I got it a little off. If I said that Trump said he does not support POWs, and I put that in quotations, he didn't say POWs. I believe his exact quote was, "I support people who weren't captured." Okay, what does that mean? I support people that weren't captured. And I don't support John McCain because he was captured. So if you support people that weren't captured, that means you don't support people that were captured. Who were the people that were captured? POWs. Did I paraphrase? Yes. Stop nitpicking. It's the same thing he said. And I even say in these videos that I'm paraphrasing. That's what that means. I don't want to have to go back, make a video, and then go back each video after and have to explain to Trump supporters what words mean. All right, I want to talk a little bit more about in France in 2018 when he skipped going to the ceremony at the cemetery. And more people are coming out, people all around him coming out, saying that he did say, "Why do I want to go there? There's nothing but suckers," or nothing but, I believe that time he said losers. There's nothing but losers there. Another time he called them suckers. I think it was at Arlington National Cemetery. And there's just overwhelming evidence. Even the reporter, the woman from Fox News, who he is furious with, is confirming that she's talked to people. She's got firsthand talk to people firsthand that were there. All right, now, but here's the interesting part. Here's the new part of that. That while he didn't go to the cemetery, so where was he? Well, this is really interesting. So now there's reports that he's trying to come up with an alibi. They said that he called Melania in New York and expressed how sad he was that he couldn't go to the cemetery, except Melania was with him in France. Now, that's not confirmed. This is something I've read, and this is kind of rumorish, so I don't know if that's true. I don't know if Trump is trying to use that as an alibi. Trump supporters would know this better than me. Has he said this? Has he said that he called Melania to express how sad he was? Did he say she was in New York? I don't know. But let's get to the meat of this. Where was he? He was at the French ambassador's house, the U.S., from the person that he appointed from the U.S. to be the ambassador of France. And this is interesting now. So he goes through the ambassador's house. He sees artwork that he likes. Now, this is our artwork, the U.S. taxpayers. It's our artwork. One of them was a bust of Benjamin Franklin. There were some other Greek mythological statues. And you know what? That I could just picture like Zeus or something. I could picture Trump wanting that with his arrogant type of attitude. I could see him putting that right on his desk, a picture of Zeus or something. I mean, a statue of Zeus. So anyway, this is confirmed by the White House. This story, on the other hand, is confirmed by the White House that he said he wanted those. He wanted to take that artwork right out of the U.S. ambassador's office and load it onto Air Force One, the helicopter. And they did. Yanked it right out. And he said, you'll get it back in about 6 years. Meaning that he planned on getting reelected in 2020. This was in 2018. This happened. This is confirmed by the White House. And the White House defended it by saying this is the the people's property, meaning us, the U.S. taxpayers. And he brought it back. No, he brought it back to the people's house, meaning the White House. I'm curious I really would want to know, it didn't say in any articles, where this art is being displayed or if it's being displayed in public areas. Because I'm willing to bet Trump has this in areas that the U.S. taxpayers can't even see it and enjoy it because it is their artwork. But the interesting part is, while he was supposed to be at the cemetery paying respect to the 18,000 or 1,800 or 18,000, I'm not sure about that, U.S. soldiers that died in France, he was at the U.S. ambassadors to France house, more or less stealing. I can't call it stealing, but, and this, again, if you look at this story, this story here is confirmed by the White House, but it fits his MO. I talk about MO, modus operandi, past behavior. Past behavior is an indication of future behavior. So this is and then there's one more part of this too. Just in the last couple of days, one of the Trump reporters saw Joe Biden, followed Joe Biden as he paid respects. He went to the church, and then he was walking through the graveyard where he was going to pay respects at his son Beau's gravesite. And this Trump reporter called over to him. And of course, Biden kept walking. If I was going to visit my dad and somebody called me over, hey, Daryl, come on over here, I'd be pretty angry, and I'd keep walking too. And so this reporter made a point of posting how Biden just kept rambling around the graveyard like he was lost in some random graveyard somewhere. This reporter has taken a lot of flack for this. And at the same exact time, Trump was golfing somewhere. So basically, this Trump-supporting reporter was making fun of Joe Biden going to visit his son's grave, who was a vet, while Trump was out playing golf somewhere. And it's just one more thing. Like I said, they're little stories, but each one confirms a person's personality. They all add up. Again, with DeJoy, the whole thing, how Trump supporters were talking about draining the swamp, and Hillary. It's amazing because more and more, as each year goes by, as each year goes by, it really appears that every time Donald Trump accuses somebody else of doing something, it's something that he's actually doing himself, or has done, or is going to do. It seems almost to be like a tell, like how poker players have tells. It's almost a tell of his guilt, that he always seems to give it away. Like he'll blame somebody else for something that he is doing right at that exact time. Again, after all these months and years, Trump supporters can cry and yell fake news all they want, but it gets more and more obvious each day, each month, each year, especially each year that goes by, that these aren't fake stories. These people aren't all lying. These books the people aren't all just out for money. That these stories are true. I mean, you could be a sucker for a few days, a few weeks, a few months, but after years, you start to see a clear pattern emerge here. And only cultists, the cult of Trump, refuse to see these. All right, you guys have a good Labor Day. I'll be back later with another video.